You're listening to the ColbyCheeZe Gaming Podcast, your source for League of Legends and other gaming news, updates, and discussion.
What's up, guys? It's ColbyCheeZe, and you're listening to podcast number 15. It is July 12th, 2011, and man, it's been a while since the last one. Yes, I know. Don't crucify me. Goodness. Been a lot of stuff going on, trying to work on other videos, as well as spending almost the whole week messing with my new PC, getting it all up and running and getting all the files transferred over, but I'm pretty much ready to go. I've got all my programs installed, and I'm ready for lots and lots of good things to come your way. In fact, now that I now have my upgraded PC, what I'm going to be able to do is stream to you guys anytime I'm playing games, and I'll also at the same time be able to record with Fraps. Now, one of the reasons I wasn't so keen on streaming as much before is because of the fact that I couldn't actually record and stream at the same time, and when I streamed, it was like lower quality and it hurt my frame rate a lot. No longer an issue. So hopefully you guys will like that. Be sure to check out my stream. Again, anytime I'm actually playing a game, I'll be streaming. So just go in there and check that out. And be sure to follow that on your favorite stream utility and blah blah blah. Spread the word. Let everyone know. I've got a link in the description below to my thread on the League of Legends forums, so you can bump that whenever you're watching. Good stuff. Anyhow, into the podcast. Let's get started. We got lots of League of Legends stuff and quite a few discussions about other games as well. I found a lot of really cool videos, and I wanted to go through and just share all those with you guys today because some of the videos are pretty funny and awesome. I actually found a bug in League of Legends that somebody had showed me where you can kill your own teammates with Heimer. Apparently, if you put down your turret and then you have someone like Anivia or Trundle, then you can actually put a pillar or a wall, and if it like moves the turret, or if it moves Heimerdinger, then the turrets will actually turn on them and kill them. So that will give Heimerdinger gold, and it'll give you stack items. So if you get some stack items, that'll work. I don't know if they've hotfixed this yet, but one of those interesting bugs nonetheless. You also gotta love those teleport bugs. Speaking of bugs, I don't know if you guys ever tried this, where if someone's teleporting away and then you try and jump on them with Pantheon and they leap a really long way, or you grab them with Blitzcrank. I'm sure you guys seen that video where Blitzcrank pulls the Twisted Fate. Well, here's a video of Warwick trying to do his ultimate on somebody who teleports away at just the right timing, and Warwick goes all the way to the other side of the map and gets himself killed. Kind of crazy, if you ask me, so you can check that out. I've been seeing more and more of these cool videos pop up on the web. It's really cool to check this out. And as you've probably noticed, the League of Legends community is just growing at such a rapid rate. In fact, so much so that the European servers are under extreme load, and I'm guessing all of you European players have already experienced this, but it's kind of interesting. I had to split the European country into two different servers. I'm curious how that's affecting you guys. Is that already gone through, and is it running more smooth now? I know it would kind of suck for me if I had to split the US into two because of all the friends that I have on there. I'd hate to I can no longer play with my friends because they're on another server now. That would suck really bad. So I'm not sure if that's been a huge problem over there for you guys or whatever. Maybe you'll have to let me know. Are the servers at least running smooth now? I'm sure that's kind of the big thing and whatnot. So the reason, though, that this is happening, I'm guessing, is that League of Legends is now so popular, it's actually surpassed World of Warcraft as the #1 game recently from the X-Fire statistics and things like that, which is pretty crazy. I mean, WoW is a huge game. They have been kind of declining popularity lately, while League of Legends has risen like 70%, I think, in the last 3 months. That's a huge number. So League of Legends, from the DreamHack qualifiers, obviously so many people getting into that. It's pretty much the #1 watched game on streams now, pretty much back to back with StarCraft 2, of course. So it's just continuing to rise, and I have a lot of fun doing it. Now, for another video, I always like to show off people's music videos that are League of Legends related because I really enjoy artists and the things that they do. I get along with them really well, and hell, even my roommate makes his own music and stuff. So I want to show you guys this channel here. It's called Hey Annie, and it's a pretty cool LULZ song.
Hey Annie, giving it your all when you chain CC. I wanna see if we can stun him some more. Hey Annie, you can be my nuke, I can be your tank, and we can take this lane however you want. Hey Annie.
You know, speaking of Annie, I've actually been trying out Annie. Well, I've tried out a few times, and I realized that I'm either really bad on her or pretty good on her. The thing that it comes down to for me is if I'm able to actually win my lane, then I can run to other lanes and gank really easily on her just because she bursts so well, especially if you have like a teleport or something like that. Although in most of my games I didn't even pick up a teleport going middle lane on Annie. It's not as good as if you were just take like a flash and ignite, unless your bottom lane is smart enough to put down those wards and the bushes that you can actually teleport to, which is pretty strong. Either way, though, you know, I can see how some people are bad on Annie just because it is easy to get yourself out of position. She has such a short range, and a lot of people try and place down that Tibber stun, and they always miss it because, you know, if you click on it, you think it's going to just cast instantly right there, but if you're out of range of the Tibbers, which is actually very short, you'll have to run up to that location, which takes quite a bit longer than people are used to, and that's why the flash Tibber stun combo is the most accepted way to initiate that. Anyhow, when I'm learning new champions, I tend to do really bad on them because my learning style for learning things is I try and push everything that I know to the limits and figure out where I can be really aggressive and when I have to be defensive. So when I'm playing a new champion, I always try and go to normal games. I don't like to go to ranked. Well, actually, lately I've been playing in ranked, and this is why my elo's lower, because I've just been screwing around with new champions. And I always do really bad because I'll try and experiment. Hey, can I... how much damage can I do if I dive this, or what situations can I jump into and get away safely? So I always push that really, the boundaries really high on that, and therefore I tend to do a lot worse when I'm playing random champions all the time rather than focusing on one champion. That's why I always tell my friends who are newer at the game or trying to actually get good and not just playing for trolling, I tell them to just focus on one champion, because you can get really good at one champion and then you can focus on other parts of the game and get better at that rather than figuring out, oh, hey, how do I play this champion better? In fact, one of my oldest mains, and I always say this, one of my oldest mains has been Kayle, and recently I've just picked her up and decided to play her almost 100% if possible, and I've been doing extremely well with that just because I'm so familiar with how she plays out. And Kayle is a very strong champion, and even though she's not very popular right now, I feel like she's going to be on the rise in popularity just because I've actually seen her in some games lately, or on some streams, people playing her out, and she's really strong. You just pick up a Rage Blade and a Lich Bane, and then after that you can go for a Death Cap and whatever else you want, and it's extremely powerful. She's got great damage burst, and she does amazing heals and can push lanes. I'll pick up a teleport and I'll play her just like I used to play Sivir, where I'll push lanes and then like teleport into a fight, or be in a fight and win a fight and then teleport and push a lane. You know, either way, that's kind of how I do it. I'll probably do a guide on her later when I get a chance, just so you guys can check that out as well. But anyways, you know, another thing that I was thinking about after I read this one thread, or this is something I've always thought about, but someone started this thread on Reddit, and the question was, hey, what would you do if you had a girlfriend that played League of Legends? And I guess if you're a girl, then what would you do if you had a boyfriend that played League of Legends? And I was thinking in my head, I was like, man, I don't want a girlfriend that played League of Legends, because from my experience, everyone I know in my real life is like really bad at the game, and so I hate to have to play with someone just because they're my girlfriend, and just to like feel like, oh, you know, they're my girlfriend, I have to play with them, so now I gotta be playing with worse people and not have as much fun in the game. Whereas I play League of Legends to have fun. I don't have fun when I'm losing. Every once in a while, I'll play with people that are bad, like my brother and and some other friends. And you know, sometimes I do bad too. But it's just kind of like you have to stick with people that are on your same skill level, or the game's not that fun, because you get grouped up with people that are on your same elo level, if you know what I mean. So I don't know, what do you guys think? I mean, would you like to have a significant other that played League of Legends all the time with you, or do you think, like I think, that it would suck? I would probably be like, honey, you go play your your teamo and do really bad, and I'll play with my friends over here, and I don't know how that would work out though. If you want to comment on that thread, you can actually talk about it in my video here in the comment section. But I'll put a link to the Reddit deal. It's probably like a week or so old now, but you can go check it out and talk in there and see what other people thought as well if you're interested in that little conversation. So just this week we had a new patch, of course. And the interesting thing about this patch was that they actually did not release Leona in it because she, I suppose, wasn't ready for some reason. They already did the champion spotlight and everything, but I don't know if they're having balance issues with her. They want to wait a little bit. I'm not sure what the deal is on that. However, there were lots of other changes to other champions, which were very interesting, and I think they definitely deserve being talked about. One of them is that Alistar's AP ratios got reduced quite a bit on all of his abilities. I haven't seen a lot of Alistars lately, so I don't even know if he's still as viable. I'm sure he's still just as good because he can still do lots of cool stuff, but I haven't really seen him like in all-out super popularity mode where if you don't ban him, he's going to be instantly picked. What do you guys think? Have you seen any good Alistars lately? Has he still been wrecking you guys in games? I think that the biggest one from this past patch was the immense buff that they did to Warwick. And I don't completely understand why they did this. Warwick was bad because he needed some stat changes. What they did instead was they basically remade how strong he is. And now he's completely OP to the point that you can't actually lane against him. If he goes top, he has no mana issues any longer, which, mana was a big problem, but geez, he has no mana problems, and now he can just spam his ghouls non-stop, and they're always up. And the thing about it is that the range, and so he can do tons of poke damage on you from a range. And if you try and damage him, he can basically full heal himself back just from pushing his E. It'll do damage to you, and it'll heal him back very quickly. So he's got amazing lane sustainability. And then the fact that his ghouls now give him 15% reduced damage when they're all up, that is a ridiculous amount. So he's super tanky. He has amazing lane sustainability, which is a huge factor in how good a champion is. He can push you out of the lane while sustaining himself from being poked himself in the lane. And then he's super strong. His ult was even buffed to the fact that it does so much. I mean, it just lasts a really long time now. And overall, he's probably a little bit overbuffed. And anytime I see him in a game, I'm like, damn it. Because if I have to lane against that guy, it's a sad day for me for sure. Now, another thing that they did, which was pretty interesting, was they brought back the leaping to the wards for Jax and Katarina. I think that was a smart plan, and it is a big part of the game, so I have to give them props on that. It's good that they did that. There are quite a few other changes to other champions as well. I'm not going to really talk about those now, just to keep this a little bit short. But you can go and check those out on the patch changes page if you didn't already read over everything yourself. Those are just the big ones that, in my opinion, made the biggest change for this past patch. That's really all I got to talk about for League of Legends, but there were some other things going on in other games that I thought was interesting. I was browsing around YouTube the other night, and I just randomly came across iJustine. Apparently, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this girl named iJustine. She does a lot of videos for Max and just like silly vlog type videos. But apparently, she started recently a Let's Play channel for video games, and I don't really watch the Let's Plays or whatever, but I thought that was really interesting. This huge YouTube star, she's got like 1.2 million subscribers on her main channel, and she's like, oh, I'm going to start a Let's Play gaming channel now, and they're actually kind of entertaining. She's really silly playing because she's a big chick gaming noob or whatever, so they're kind of funny. Well, I watched like one or two, and I was like, but I just thought you guys would like to hear about that if you even know who that is. So whatever, check it out if you're interested. And let's see. For another thing that I wanted to talk about was a lot of games nowadays are going free to play, and this is pretty interesting because you notice like the games that are going free to play are making tons and tons of money. And I think everyone's starting to make note of that. Obviously, League of Legends being one of the big ones has been free to play this whole time and is doing extremely well. Now, a lot of other massive online games are actually going free to play because they are realizing the potential of that. So you get games like Eden Eternal, and then you have games that were released on Steam just recently as free to play, like Champions Online. And you got All Points Bulletin and Global Agenda and Spiral Knights, all of these that were recently, or that were not originally free to play, and now they are. They're just boosting up in numbers a huge amount, and so all these people are taking note of that. Even World of Warcraft is allowing you to go up to, I think, level 20 as free to play, which that's still not technically free to play. It takes you like less than a day to get to level 20. But still, I mean, it's a huge step forward in gaming, I think, because a lot of really big companies that are making good games are making free to play games now, which is great because now it's lowering the barrier of entry into these games so that people can just try out all these games and find the game that they like. And previously, most free to play games were not always that good just because they were lower budget and they were not made by big companies. But since there's so much money to be made in it, all the bigger companies are investing lots of money and time into making these free to play games. So I really like that, especially since a lot of the work that I do outside of this channel on other channels is for free to play games. That just makes my life a little bit easier as well. I haven't actually played a lot of Minecraft at all, like in a really, really long time. So a lot of my Minecraft fans, I know I still have a few people that are like, hey, when's your next Minecraft video coming out? Well, probably not for a really long time, to be honest, because let me explain to you, like, Minecraft is not a game, all right? Minecraft is not a game. It's a sandbox. You pretty much go in there and you can build some stuff and you make up your own story and whatever you want to do. It's like make-believe. It's Legos with zombies and a digital world. It's pretty much what it is. There's no actual objective or anything to even work for in that game other than, hey, I'm going to mine up and put a bunch of stuff in a box somewhere. That's pretty much all you can do, or maybe build one cool thing that you saw on YouTube. After that, there's really nothing else to do. There's no big boss to fight. There's no cool like dungeons to explore. Everything is just randomly generated or generated by you. I believe that if Minecraft continues to grow, they could potentially add some things like this into the game, and it would be such an amazing game. I can only just guess at how much fun it would be. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I saw an article in PC Gamer where they're talking about in an upcoming patch of Minecraft, they're actually going to add NPC villages, new mobs, and then some new combat mechanics and other gameplay features. Wait, what? Okay. So this is what we've been looking for. If they can add some kind of adventure system, some kind of actually pre-set up dungeons and things to explore and actual monsters to fight and special loot, and maybe some way to like level up and make it more of an RPG type game, this game would be exponentially way more fun because you actually put a game into it and then you allow people to do all this other free roaming and free building type stuff on top of that. Then that's what, in my opinion, would make such an amazing game because like I had a lot of fun messing around with all the side stuff, but I would have rather have done that all on the side and then had a more overarching main role in the game, and then I would be much more interested and inclined to continue playing it. Because at this point in time, I log in and I look around, I'm like, there's some stuff being built, and then I'm like, well, there's nothing to do, so I guess I'm just going to log off. And that's pretty much my experience of Minecraft. So I don't know if you guys are the same way. Did you play Minecraft for a really long time, like nonstop, super fun, and then you just all of a sudden instantly like burned out because you realized there was not really anything to do in the game? I don't know, kind of interesting to think about anyways, because you got a game like Terraria, the 2D version of Minecraft in a sense, where you can build and stuff on the side. That's really not the main objective. The main objective, well, there's not really a main objective in that game either, but there is more of a, hey, we can go mine up and get some better armor, and we have to fight these different bosses, and then we can explore these different areas. There's like a dungeon to explore where there's a bunch of crazy loot and tons of bad monsters, and then there's like this forest thing to explore, and then you have to go find all the meteors and the sky castles. So that's fun. And then you can do all the other stuff too. Oh, I'm going to build a little, fortress to protect me at night from the crazy invaders, the goblin invader armies that randomly come. So that's stuff that I want to see, but in Minecraft. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. So my favorite type of game are the like hack and slash beat 'em up type games such as Diablo 2. So, of course, Diablo 3 news is always the best type of news to me because once that game comes out, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I might just disappear into my computer and never return to family or friends ever again. Well, Diablo 3 is going to be a lot of fun. I can already tell you. I've been checking out a lot of the stuff from BlitzCon and all the updates and whatnot. Apparently, the Diablo 3 beta is going to be very soon. We're supposed to have some details in August 1st, and I know that it's actually just been recently confirmed that Diablo 3 will be playable at Gamescom. So if you're checking out that games conference, then that's going to be awesome. I think that's like in Germany or something. I'd love to be there just to play Diablo 3, but that's not going to happen. So whatever. Now, another thing that they are announcing in Diablo 3 is that there's actually going to be 18 different tiers of armor. Holy crap. So I think that that's huge. Another thing that I realized, I was watching the 2010 Diablo 3 details, there was some stuff talking about all the different customizations with the spells and the runes and whatnot. And they were saying there's going to be like 18 billion different ways to customize your character's spells and have different builds and stuff, because each ability has several different types of runes that you can put into to make it a different spell. So you may have your witch doctor who shoots out all these little poisonous frogs, and whoever they touch they poison, but you may rune it with a rune that makes the frogs rain down from the sky instead. Or potentially you have it spawn this giant frog that like sucks up your enemy and eats them and just digests them immediately. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun to play around with, and they've even got all kinds of different ways to customize your champions. I'm not going to go into all that, but you can check out some of the links below if you want to look into more Diablo 3 stuff. Are you guys looking forward to Diablo 3? Hell yeah, I hope so, because once that comes out, man, I'm going to be playing that a lot. And so if you want to play that with me, let me know, and maybe I'll invite some of my fans to come play. In fact, I'd like to play some Diablo 2. I want to have like a Diablo 2 night with some peeps, but I don't have the game anymore. I don't know what I did with my CD key, so I don't know. Maybe if someone has an extra copy, you can let me know, and we can set up a night, and we'll do like a full night of Diablo 2. Recently, though, I have been playing Hellgate London, and it's not like the best game. It's got a couple flaws in it, but it does remind me of Diablo 2 a little bit. I know some of the developers from Blizzard actually worked on that game a little bit in the past. So now that Hellgate London is free to play, I've been checking it out. It's pretty fun. I've been playing with a few friends and streaming it a little as well. It just reminds me of that, and I think I'm just trying to get myself prepared for Diablo 3 when it does come out. Anyhow, I've talked enough for today. This is your podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you do enjoy these podcasts and you want to see more on a more regular basis, be sure to let me know by pushing that like button down below. Subscribe to my channel, because I am going to have more regular content coming out non-stop, doing as much as I possibly can. And I love you guys. You're the best. This is ColbyCheeZe. Peace out.